Dilly dilly. Alright folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Drunken Food and Puddin. As you can see, we are on location tonight. This is a shop I recently bought from the royalties from my YouTube channel. And I want to say appreciate all my viewers subscribing and commenting and viewing. I greatly appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to do beef stew. We're doing an all Iowa themed video, which means we have locally sourced beers. I will get into all the background of some of this stuff a little bit, but give a shout out to all the folks that kind of helped us put this all together. We have some, right here we got potatoes, onions, and corn from Laverne and Bev. They hooked us up with these. All right, green beans are from Ben and Rachel Hall. The carrots are from Blair Religion. And then we have the juice from our gracious host, Doug and Angie Jameson. And we have some barbecue sauce. It's Red's. So we're going to go into the history of that just here shortly. Oh, and then I don't want to forget the stew meat. We have some beef. This is from Bobby Benton, local farmer. Hell of a guy, hell of a drinker. He's bald, but he's all right. And then we got some deer loin from shooting deer. You know, it's hunting. That's what you do. You shoot the fuckers, you skin them, butcher them, process them, the whole 9 yards, and then you're good to go. And on top of all of that stuff, we have some jalapeno cheddar cornbread we're going to do up as well. So, just want to say, without further ado, let's get this show started. But as we always say, you got to stay hydrated, so stay hydrated. Alright folks, now what I'm about to do here, we're going to start building up the stew. So we have the beef here that I mentioned before, and this is deer one. We're going to do not two variations, but just two separate ones. One's deer, one's beef. But before we do that though, I do got to mention, I lied. I lied. Due to Sleepy Joe being in office and our government, we got fucked. I have not earned a dime off my YouTube. The YouTube community has really fucked us as well. Because there are guidelines of the cursing and the things you can't say, you know, and I don't want to get all into it, but it's fucked. If I have to say it again, it is fucked. So, obviously, I also lied about, I did not purchase this shop last week. I really wish I did, but I do want to pay homage, or thanks to where thanks is due and all that good shit. This is owned by my good friends, their parents rather, they're my friends too. Doug and Angie Jameson, come on up please. I'm their special guest in their home. This is Angie, that's obviously Doug, husband and wife, been together 50 years or some shit like that.
29.
29 years.
No.
And I do want to say, speaking of Angie here, she does very good haircuts, and before I get into the whole, her company, I'm not going to lie. I personally do not get my haircut from her, but I would. She's a great haircut gal. She's a hairstylist. Anyway, but her company is Hair Unlimited. If you're in this specific area of Randolph, Iowa, or just in the southwest Iowa, give that number a call. Serious appointments only. If you fuck with us on the phone, it ain't going to be good. But stop on by, she'll fix you up right.
Yeah, might not be good.
Yeah, stop on by, she'll fix you up right. Does a very good job. Anyway,
thank you, sir.
If you want to say a little something, if not, I understand, but if so.
No, we're just happy to do it. We're glad everybody's here, and we got a lot of good stuff that people donated, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. I will say a cheers to.
All right, cheers.
And stay
hydrated.
And he's my little pudding cup. Always has been.
That's right. Old soft-hearted Doug. Cheers, folks. And in the next scene, we are going to start building the stew. So stick with us, folks. And fuck the government. Alright, folks. Now, we added in all of the ingredients we had on the table just a bit ago. We're going to add a little bit more seasoning to the stew. Make sure we've got some pepper, some Mike Lowry's seasoning salt, some regular salt, and then fucking good old garlic powder. And I don't know the measurements, but garlic powder is going to definitely do at least 2 punches, for sure, per pot. Yeah. Yep, about 2 punches. And about 3/4 of a punch of Mike Lowry's. And the same with the pepper. We're going to do a ton of that shit. I don't even have a measurement for that, but we're going to do a lot of it. That's all I can tell you. If I can get the lid open. There we go. And I do want to mention beforehand, Doug, the fine gentleman you met just recently here, he, last night, he decided to have himself, what would you think, 15 to 30 beers in that range?
Close. I mean, it was a slow night.
It was a slow night, so we'll call it 20. Just to be on the safe side. You don't want to over-exaggerate shit. Anyway, he cooked up the meat last night, seasoned up, and we're going to put a clip in there of him doing so right now.
Oh, hey kids. Didn't know you were there. We're just doing a little prep for tomorrow's Drunken Food with Puddin. We're going to actually go ahead and cook the beef tips. And I will cook the deer loin tomorrow. We do have some spices that we're going to put in there with this. And everything is from Iowa.
No.
We have Rada seasoning.
Rada's from Iowa.
We have Red's Red, which is produced in Iowa.
From Iowa.
It was actually born in South Omaha from a good friend of ours' dad. And we have Watkins seasoning.
Not from Iowa.
Not from Iowa?
No,
Okay.
not from
Well,
Iowa. But
anyway, as Puddin says, you always need to stay hydrated.
okay.
Something Puddin has forgotten is you also need to stay nicotine. So before I throw this all together, I do need to get a big chew. Okay, now the prep on this is we're going to throw the beef tips in some water with some seasonings overnight in the crock pot. Get them going. So I'm going to throw that in there right now. We're going to throw, just about a half of these beef roast tips. And then we're going to throw the Red's Red sauce in on top of that. Now we got to mix these all up. I got to grab a spoon. Now we're going to throw just a little bit of the Mediterranean sea salt. And a little bit of the garlic peppercorn. Now as Puddin says, you always need to stay hydrated. So in doing this, and I also want to mention that the beef came from Benton Farms, and the deer came from our little deer camp that we do every year, except for this year because of the frickin' COVID. And now we're going to throw some minced onion in on top of that.
However, we have real Iowa onion.
I do want to mention that everything, for the most part, that we're going to put into this is from Iowa. You know, as you'll see tomorrow night when they finish filming this, Puddin is actually going to be drinking Iowa beer and Iowa liquor. And I hope this turns out as good as it usually does. But we'll see you tomorrow night.
Good job, Doug.
Stay
Thanks,
hydrated.
guys. Stay hydrated.
So, anyhow, did I already put in the fucking garlic powder? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Oh, fuck me. Regular salt, regular salt. We're gonna add a little bit, just a dash of salt. So we're gonna let this cook up, come together for probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Here before too long, we will start prepping up the cornbread. We're gonna cook that up in the cast iron skillet here. We already have the oven preheated. And while all that's cooking, we're gonna kind of go into a small, short, brief history of this Red's barbecue sauce, as well as the locally sourced beers. So stay tuned, stay with us, and as always, maybe, stay hydrated. Now, back to our fucking show, because my cameraman's being a fuck right now. But back to the show, because the show must go on, as they say in Broadway or California, or one of them stupid fucking states, I don't know. Anyway, as I mentioned, we got the stew going, so we got about another, I'd say hour and 15 minutes left, so roughly 6:45, 7 o'clock by our time, this should be done. We'll get the cornbread going after a while, but I do want to go into a little back history of the fucking, yeah, some shit went down. Off camera, some shit went down, I'm only going to tell you that. That's on our OnlyFans page, by the way. That's on that. Yeah, but we got Red's barbecue sauce. Now, the history of that is that local people, all right, we're in Randolph, Iowa. I usually don't like to disclose my location, but since this is not the actual area where I live technically, I'm okay with that. I don't want the CIA coming and fucking killing me or doing something. But Red's barbecue sauce, Red Newman, I'm not going to go in the whole thing. You can go on his website and you can see this little backstory, but I'll tell a little bit about it. Way back when he decided to invent a barbecue sauce, back in the 60s, I believe it was, didn't you say? Right, back in the 60s. He actually passed away in 1983. So he himself, he did not see it through, so to speak. You know, it did not get bottled. It wasn't produced, mass produced for the public at the time. But his son, Duke Newman, and the other children, they all they took reign, I guess you could say, and they had this mass produced. You can buy this Red's barbecue sauce at Fairways, I think some Hy-Vees, people said. I've been told, anyhow. Anyway, like I said, I kind of butchered it a little bit, but so just go on the website, Red's barbecue sauce. It's good stuff, local. The guy's from Imogene, Iowa, which is only about 10 minutes east of where we are, give or take. Now we're going to move on to the beer. Like I said, this is an all Iowa themed video. I'm going to get to Templeton Ryan in just a moment, but yeah, I've not given that fucker a shout yet the entire video. I just kind of thought about that. Anyhow, this is from Confluence Brewery. We have, and they're out of Des Moines, an India Pale Ale. It's probably going to be all right. Obviously, it's an IPA. That's what it stands for. But this is the one I'm going to have a hard time choking down. I'm not going to lie. Gray's Lake Scottish Ale. It's a coffee blended hazelnut something or another. I'm going to give it a shot, but I don't really see it going very well. I'm not going to lie. I don't really care for that shit. But a little back history on them as well. And as I said, mentioned with Reds, you can get on their website. You can see some of this stuff and find all the information you need. But again, the main owner and founder, he was originally from the Imogene area as well, which, like I said, about 10 minutes from here. And I thought it was kind of funny. At one point when he was a young fella, his name was John Martin, he tried to make a raisin almond beer. Now, as you can probably guess, it failed, and it says it right there. But that did not stop his dream of making a good microbrew produced beer for the common public folks to enjoy. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all that stuff. Tell you what, it's a good story. I'd check it out. Their main, their tap room is in Suite A at 1235 Thomas Beck Road in Des Moines. In Des Moines. So give them a check out. You know, I can stop by, have themselves a beer. And yeah, some Cake Creek Brewery. I know we've had them featured on the video before. And Brick Red Ale, that's one of my favorites. I like that. And then Templeton, you know, way back when, I don't know the year, probably anywhere from 1397 to 1915, one of them, in between there. Some farmers got together and they invented rye whiskey, or invented this rye whiskey, I guess. They made this. And during Prohibition, so you're thinking of the 1920s, they made this stuff, and it helped save their farmers from the income, obviously, from selling stuff. So anyhow, all that rambling, babbling, and all that good stuff aside, we are going to start the cornbread mixture here shortly, so stay tuned and stay hydrated once again. All right, folks. Now, as you can see, we've got some cornbread shit going on here. Something of that nature. We got a cast iron pan. Got it greased up a little bit. We're gonna do it up just a little bit. A little bit. We got Jiffy, but we're gonna add some corn in there, some cheddar cheese, and some jalapenos into the mixture here. So we got 3 eggs in there. We beat the shit out of them already. We're gonna go ahead. I don't think it matters, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and add the. Yeah, we got testicles out, folks. You're gonna see here pretty soon. This is a live studio audience. It really is. You're gonna see that here pretty soon. So go ahead and laugh it up, you fucks. I want you to. We got about 8, 9, 10 people in here. I tell you, Doug is very well hung. Take that for what it's worth. Just saying. But we're gonna continue with the making of the fucking cornbread, if that's okay with the goddamn studio audience. Like I said, per package, it calls for one egg per. So we got 3 fucking eggs in there, right? So we're gonna dump this bitch in there. If I can get the cocksucker going here. Fuck. Give me a second. Fuck. There we go. Just beat the shit out of it, just like, you know, if it was your, you know, if it was something you beat the shit out of. And also calls for some milk. There we go. Now we're fucking cooking oil. We got some vitamin double or regular D milk, not double D. They don't make that shit. They do make double D's, and I appreciate them. Just so you know, I know a gal. So 3 of these fuckers. A dab will do. So we'll mix all this up. Then we're gonna throw some frozen sweet corn in there, the jalapenos, and the cheese. It's gonna take just a little bit. And actually, while I'm doing this process, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what? Let's give the audience a little camera time. I do want to say, when you get to this far left here, I don't know, it'd be your whatever, the cowboy-looking fella and that blonde gal, they're engaged. They're going to be getting married at some point here. We want to wish them all the best as well. Marriage can be a little sketchy and scary, but they might make it. Fuck, I don't know. I hope so. They're good people. Anyway, go ahead and pan around and let's see the fucking audience. Well, say something.
Real fucking cute.
Stay hydrated! Hey!
Thank you. Stay hydrated, you fine folks.
You gotta stay hydrated, dude.
My cameraman decided, my cameraman was a pussy. He had a whopping 4 drinks and he smoked 4 cigarettes last night and decided that he didn't want to fucking drink today. Well, hold on. That's another thing. The Doghouse Bar, local bar where I live in Tabor, Iowa. I'll let people know that. Don't stop me, you fuckers. But the Doghouse, I tell you, they got 2 awesome bartenders. One, McKenna, what's her name?
Denier.
McKenna Denier, good gal. Then Devin Goodman, or she's married. I don't know what the fuck her married name is. They're great bartenders, good gals. They'll set you up. Stop there on a Friday or Saturday night. They'll hook you up. And believe it or not, I don't want to say too much about it, but they got pretty good food overall. I tell you what, the owner of the bar, hey, you know, they make some good food. So stop in there, have some drinks, maybe have some food. I just want to let you know that we got fucked up last night. By the way, a few of us did. Some people didn't, but some people did. And that goes to kind of back to the point of not making money on my YouTube channel. I got a decent state job. It's good. It's taking care of me. But I spent way too much fucking money last night. That's a true fact. I don't even know. I do tip very well because I believe you should. I spent way too much fucking money, folks. I'm talking half my budget for 2 weeks type spending money. It was not fucking good. Wasn't good. But if I eat ramen noodles and ham sandwiches the next couple of weeks and only use 1 more tank of gas, I'll be fine. Or if I dip in the old fucking savings account, which that shit ain't gonna fly. I ain't gonna go for that shit. But anyhow, you got the cornbread, the batter mixed. So now we're gonna throw in the jalapenos, and then we'll throw in some actual corn. Maybe we can get the, yep, just like so. In the amount of jalapenos, we're probably got half a cup of jalapenos, and give or take, probably about 3/4 cup of corn, something like that. And then we're gonna load this bitch with all kinds of cheese. Well, one type, but a large amount of cheese. I'll put it to you that way. So let's open this up. Maybe. I don't know. Let's we'll see. We'll put it that way. All right. So you got half a regular bag of cheese. Put it to you that way. We'll mix this up, like I said. Then we'll throw it in this. I put a little more oil in there to kind of grease it up, just because I don't want shit sticking. Not at all. We'll get that going. We'll throw it in there. It'll go in the oven for just about 15-16 minutes at 400 degrees. Then by the time this is done, the stew should be done, and then we'll do the final bite at some point here. I mean, it's kind of early in the evening. It'll be all right. Anyhow, got this all mixed up. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to work out, actually, folks. Fuck me. All right, folks. As you can see, we have our cast iron lightly greased up. We have the cornbread mixture with the cheese, jalapenos, all that kind of good stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's going to go in a 400-degree oven for, let's say, roughly 15 to 16 minutes, and when we come back, we should be pretty well squared away. So I said, stay tuned with us, folks. As you can see, we have everything squared away, good to go. I do want to say a couple things. First, the cornbread did take about 28 minutes in the oven instead of that initial 16. Per one box, they said you want to do about 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Obviously, we did 3 portions at 3 boxes. It took a little bit longer, but about 28 minutes, it was perfect in this cast iron skillet. Then I do want to mention that we cut this just perfectly with some Rada knives. And where is Rada from?
Waverly, Iowa.
Waverly, Iowa. That is another Iowa staple. So, we cut that son of a bitch up. We got the cornbread here. We got some crackers. You don't necessarily need them, but I like crackers in stews, soups, chilies, that kind of thing. And also, as you folks know, I'm a fan of spice. So, I've got the deer loin stew on this side here. I've got some beef, and I threw in some jalapenos. So, I'm going to have a beverage, assortment of beverages, then I'm going to get to the final bite. And I've been dreading it just a little bit. This is that coffee hazelnut bullshit. Good company, but don't we're going to see. So, just give me a second here.
Deep breath.
Fine coffee. Yeah, fuck. That does not slap, as the asshole high school kids say. It's not lit. It's not terrible. If you like coffee-ish beers, it's okay, but I'm gonna wash that bitch down with, we'll start with some good old, small portion, Screwball. Peanut butter whiskey. It's okay-ish. It is okay. My cameraman is talking all kinds of shit. You can't hear him because I muted him, because I'm the boss. But, we're gonna get that dabble. That don't slap either, but it's okay. Blackberry brandy. A favorite of a local fella that most of us in our group have known for most of our lives. We're gonna see if that slaps, as the high school kids and the fucking prom girls say. That don't fucking slap either. Again, as the kids say. Now, Templeton Rye. Let's give that a shot. One more shot. Now that does slap. All right, let's get to the final bite, folks. As I said, I threw some jalapenos in each. This is the deer stew. My nose has been running this because of fucking jalapenos and all kind of shit going on here. Might have the Rona. Hell, I don't know. I'm just kidding, I don't. I might. All right, god damn it. Here we go. Got a bite about everything here. This is the deer stew. It's fucking good, I'll tell you that much. Fucking good. Sorry, I did one bump before the video. Just one less work. Now we're doing the beef with jalapenos as well. And I'm just kidding. I can't even make a joke about that due to certain things. I do not do drugs. Well, I like alcohol, but that's not a drug. We'll do, god damn it. Oh, here we go. All right, perfect bite. This is the beef stew. Both are very, very good. I just want to say that was another episode of Drunken Food with Puddin.
Cornbread, homie.
I've already tried the fucking cornbread, but all right, folks, for you at home, I got another spoon here. I did try it off camera, folks. I just want to say that. Just add oh, I want to say, when I finished with the cornbread, when it came right out of the oven, I put just a little bit of melted butter on it. And then I added a little bit more butter. Fuck. We'll give that a shot as well, I suppose. Yeah, that's good as fuck. That's good. And that's another episode of Drunken Food with Puddin. And we're out.